welcome back. Melanin Me Podcast.
What up, what up, what up?
What up, girl? You giving West Side?
I can't even do this hand.
It's so funny, Mia. I just saw a post. I think I sent it to you, and it was like, that song "Hit 'Em Up" by Tupac just
Oh
turned 30
yeah.
years old
Oh
today.
girl,
I
girl.
was like, I will forever remember you for playing this in college every morning,
My
7
hype song.
a.m.
Get hype, get hype.
First off, fuck yo in the you claim.
Pew, pew, pew.
Oh, you
I
were such a
swear
West
I
Coast
feel like you feel like you grew up in the hood listening to that song. Like you could just
girl.
conquer anything. Like, girl. I'm
Can you
like,
believe
I'm
it? 30 years ago.
yes, I can. At this point, I was gonna say no.
We were like 8 when that song came out.
You
8 or 9.
know, and here's the thing, I really didn't get into Tupac until my first boyfriend. Like I've always liked Tupac, but
Hmm.
my love for him grew deeper when I was with my ex, my first, well, not really my first boyfriend, but yeah, something like my high school sweetheart.
Yeah.
And he
Brought out
turned
the hood
on,
side of you, girl.
girl, like the philosophical side too, because he's so deep. Like growing up, it was like Tupac, why is he always like when I was younger, it's like, why is he always yelling? Why is he always spitting somebody's face? Or why is he always, but then as you get older,
That
you're
man
like,
was
oh, I see
passionate.
why. My thing is, you see why he was so angry, like, and he had a message, and it all makes sense when
Yes.
you're older. But
No,
it growing up,
honestly, he was ahead of his time.
yeah,
For real.
yeah. When we still talk about him as if he was alive yesterday,
Hmm.
like, you
His
know,
energy is that like magnetic. Like if you turn on a song right
hmm
now or watch an interview right now,
yep.
he will make you feel something.
Yep,
And that
make you
interview
feel
was 30
something.
years ago.
And it's still happening today. What he was fighting
It's-
for then is still what's happening today. I saw a recent interview. Now, this is something that I did not ever realize. I saw a video of his dad doing a like interview,
Mhm.
and I was like, "Is this Tupac Daddy?" I'm like, "This nigga fine." Cause I was like, "This ain't the one that I remember being his daddy." Because the other one was like dark skinned, but he wasn't cute. And no shade, his mama wasn't that cute to me either. So I'm like, where did
Uh-huh.
he get his looks from? But the dude, God, what is his name? He looks just like Tupac. Girl, I started digging and digging. That's his daddy. That was his daddy, and he is fine as hell. And he
Wow.
looked like Tupac looked just like him. He got skin tone from his mama and his brains and his smarts and all of that. But
Right.
his looks and his dad is kind of like he's probably like my color. He might be a little lighter, but I would say he's more like caramel tone.
Uh-huh.
Fine, same nose, like woof.
To
I
me,
was like,
Tupac is like physically he was a good looking man physically, but what made him so attractive was just like his energy, his swag, his confidence. Like,
mm-hmm.
I mean, and he was short. He was like what, 5'8",
He
5'7"
was
or
little,
something.
and he was little. I mean, he was
He was
little.
little.
He was little, but
But
he's
shoot,
fine,
he had that confidence, girl. Would pull every single one. Pull them
girl.
all.
He could have had me, honey. He could have been had me.
Rest in
Every
peace.
turned me every way but loose. Ah, okay, all right.
Your
Calm
minor
down.
ass.
Look, calm down.
Thank God.
Thank God. Thank
Like you
God I
telling
was
me
eight.
about Genuine back in the day, his bodyguard declined you
Stopped us.
entry.
Those were the days when now that is what I can't remember was 25 years ago. Like
Right.
I can't remember that was that long ago. Like I lived my best life between the years of 13 up to about 21.
Yeah,
Okay.
girl.
I just matter of fact
It
when
was
I was
so fun.
18, girl, when I was 18 I was wore out.
Oh my gosh, I
I mean,
know.
I'm saying like,
I'd be like, Mia, because we're college freshmen. I'm like, girl, let's go to the party. Well, she's like, oh, no.
girl,
Mia would be
tired,
asleep by 7:45 p.m.
girl, tired.
She
I
just
was
got done working a shift. I'm like,
girl,
girl,
tired, old,
in college.
wore out.
She's like,
Girl,
ooh, the club. Oh, girl, no, I haven't
girl.
been to the club in so long. Like, ooh,
Like y'all still do the club? It's like, yeah, we're legal. We just got
we
legal.
just turned 18. Like, oh God, I've been clubbing for the last 3, 4, 5 years. Like, this girl is crazy.
Oh my God.
Oh Lord, Mia,
True
Mia, Mia.
stories. True stories. Lived
Story.
nine,
Yeah.
nine, 10 lives. Yeah, it's
Shout out
insane.
TSU, good old college days.
Shout out TSU. All good things though. All good things. We were just young and young.
So we are here to discuss. We had to make an emergency podcast episode
Not emergency.
due. This is urgent due to all of the sexual assault allegations and lawsuits. And this is crazy, y'all. This is really
Wild.
crazy. I am most shocked by, I'll let you talk about the one you just sent me today, Mia, but I want to talk about this Donnie McClurkin lawsuit that I
Mm,
have literally just been getting the details about, and I am utterly disgusted. I'm not gonna hold you. Um, Now, of course, everybody's innocent until proven guilty, but the details from this
mm,
young man who, I mean, he's older now, but apparently Donnie McClurkin, I had no idea he was battling his sexuality
yeah.
for a long time,
Yeah.
and he opened up some sort of group where he was inviting other men who were battling their sexuality, men and I think young boys, like teenagers or something like that. And it was called Pray the Gay Away. And it was
Mm,
like a group that he invited these men to pray the gay away. And hearing the details of it, it's sick because it sounds more like
cult.
it was a, what do you call it, a grooming
The grooming.
situation to get gay males in his vicinity where he knew they would have a level of shame where it's like, okay, if anything happens between us, they're not going to speak on it. They're going to
Hmm.
want to try to pray it away and dust it under the rug. And so therefore he could do these things undercover without many consequences. And it's
Mm,
really sad because even because people are like, oh, it was probably consensual. And I'm like, even if it was consensual, the fact that he invited this man, this young man, to a group to pray the gay away. Donnie McClurkin is a famous pastor, gospel singer. It's like the levels of power were already imbalanced. So it's
hmm.
like whether it was consensual or not, this man says that Donnie McClurkin like kicked him out of some, I guess like some traveling group or something like that because he refused the advances and
Mm.
all the story, the details are very, very interesting. And to me, it proves that Donnie McClurkin definitely was preying on this boy and many others. Because why do you have first of all, what did Andrew Caldwell say? Like, you cannot.
I don't like men's no more.
Exactly. I'm
I'm back.
delivered.
I'm
You
delivered.
cannot be
Yeah.
delivered from the gay. You just can't. Okay,
Hmm.
I'm sorry. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah. It's very sad as well because to your point, when you said that, so I knew I I have always loved Donnie McClurkin's music. As far as him
Hmm.
himself, I've always kind of felt there's like this growing up in the church, I'll say this. Growing up in the church, my mom, she's played the piano, the organ. She's been a church musician since
Hmm.
she's been playing instruments, piano and all that since she was 2.
I didn't know
But
she played piano and organ.
oh my God, girl, yes, I was in church every 7 days, it felt
Oh
like.
my goodness.
Yeah, so and she plays by ear, so she doesn't even need to read a
She's a
sheet.
real
And
musician.
she's real musician.
Come on.
So growing up in the church, there was always this and especially growing up in different kind of churches, Pentecostal, Baptist, Christian, all the different churches, all the, different things. It was always like the drummer or like they would have church lock-ins sometimes and I never like I had stayed in one time and that's when I was like I don't want to ever go to one of these again.
I heard it's like overnight, right?
They're overnight and
Yeah,
it's just a
it
lot of
is.
freaky shit that happens.
Yep.
Like drummers and I'm not trying to put a stigma out there, but it's it felt
Mm,
in my experience a lot of them were gay men
yep.
and they did have this like shame that they carried, like knowing like, okay, I think a lot of it though was also how we as Christians were like, okay, come as you are, but then we
Yep.
try to condemn you for whatever. And this is not even just gay people, it's whatever. whatever kind of people, whatever you're struggling with, whatever type of sin you're battling, we don't, I find that churches don't necessarily welcome you. They try to, I don't know, they either try to like you said, groom you in one way
Yep.
for certain people, or it's like they shame you. So
Hmm.
depending on which mentor you have, it's like your route can go either way. And so, long story short, Donnie McClurkin was someone who I used to listen to a lot, like for a large part of, my youth and
Girl, he had a
college
huge song
years. He's
like
had several.
"We Fall
We
Down."
Fall
Like that.
Down. He's had several songs. And I just hate that I hate that this is following him, but what happens in the dark comes to light. I
Yep.
can't say that I'm really shocked based on the fact of what he has come forth with sharing, which is, about his sexuality. And
Hmm.
honestly, I really feel bad for people like that because it's almost like just be who you want to be. I feel
I
like the
know.
battling that happens is where all of like the gray and the dirty secrets and the dirtiness comes into play because you're trying to like present as one thing, but also behind closed doors, you're doing some, but instead of just being,
Hmm.
or be like Luther Vandross. No one really knew. We had our thoughts, but he never confirmed or did not, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Come on.
it's just like, don't be weird. Like, don't be weird. And unfortunately, a lot of these churches and a lot of these pastors, a lot of these musicians, a lot of these singers have something that follows them in this same vein. Whether not even just being gay, but just sexual assault, abuse, messing with kids, like
Yeah.
weird stuff.
And
And I
it's
don't know
honestly
what that
like the
is.
perfect it's like sick that church can be the place you find the perfect victim because like you said it's so much shame associated that they're not really going to come out. And then it's like you know how it is in church homes and families. It's like, don't you dare say nothing bad about the pastor. Don't, oh no, not the pastor. Not, you know what I
Girl.
mean? Like the pastor can just do no wrong. But it's like, this is just a man. Okay. The pastors be the ones who got the most mistresses sometimes, side babies, all types of stuff. Like, y'all need to separate the word from the man because the man is literally just speaking the word from God. He didn't write the word. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? He just
Yeah.
speaking. And so people hold, these religious figures up to some sort of pedestal on this pedestal that they can't even stand
Right.
on, honestly. And so a
Right.
lot of times they are hiding these secrets and
Hmm.
it makes them do things. I mean, I'm not going to say he wouldn't have groomed somebody else, but maybe if he was just open, he
Right.
would be with another openly gay man, and it wouldn't be this big
Right.
sexual abuse claim. Just be,
Right.
like you said, be yourself. Find someone who
Right.
else is openly gay and
Hmm.
comfortable.
Right.
But it's a few details that's come out that to me it shows he's completely guilty.
Right.
Um, Part of the allegations brought by this man who used to be Donnie McClurkin's personal assistant, he has some email threads from Donnie McClurkin, and Donnie said in some of the emails, he said, "I am so sorry. I am an actual, I am the actual epitome of a desperate, dirty old man." Like it's like he felt shame, he felt guilt. And this man was only 21 years old when he was working as Donnie's personal assistant. Um,
Oh,
Don-
so he was of age though.
he was of age. He was
Okay. Oh,
21
okay.
years old. Donnie McClurkin was, I believe, in his 40s.
Okay.
This about 20 years ago. Donnie is
Okay.
now 66.
Okay. So he was a part of the 21-year-old. It sounds like was he a part of the Pray It Away group?
Yeah, he
Okay.
found him in this group,
Okay.
gave him a job offer to be his
Okay.
personal assistant, where they got a little closer.
Okay.
And he alleged that the assault happened for several years, so over a decade. And then he said he confronted him about it one time and he lost his job. So, I mean, I don't know. It could have been consensual in a way, but my thing is when you are dealing with anyone in like a powerful stance, like they give you your paycheck, it's already blurred lines because it's
Mhm.
like, yeah, it could be consensual, but it could also be like, I don't want to lose this paycheck.
Right.
So it's just messy, you know?
It is. And we need more people to um use their voice because in real time, even if it's at the expense of losing that said job, that's the only way to out these creeps in real time. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, on one hand, we can look at Diddy and think, that's a totally different case because now you have in fear of like your life. So I can see where someone may not want to come forth and all the things, whatever. But like, if it's just because, we know that these people are on a bigger pedestal, but I'm saying these things happen in our backyard all the time. It's your day-to-day boss. It's your, use your voice, document everything. But understand that like, it's gonna continue to happen if
Hmm.
you don't put yourself in a position where you have an exit plan. And if you don't know what that plan is, get with a therapist to help you kind of create something. Get with someone who's a safe space where you know they're not going to also use this against you.
Hmm.
There are people where you can go to, there's centers, there's programs, and get your plan together. I'm not saying that it's easy enough to just get out, but get a plan together and really save yourself from the years of trauma and abuse. And, you just don't have to deal with that long term. You really don't.
You don't. You don't. But I'm not one to victim blame. Not to say you are victim blaming, but I
No, no,
can
no, no. I'm
see
just,
I can understand, I guess, the anxiety, the fear, the all of that, associated with like coming out about someone who has money and power.
yeah.
It's not as easy as I would say if it was like, Dusty Joe sleeping on the couch. I just feel like it's harder to come out about these things when people have power. They have lawyers, they can get attorneys, they can, you know what I
But a
mean? So
lot
it's
of people that
full
are in
of
our
courage you have to
backyard
build
are
up.
still, yeah, a lot of people in our backyard, like I'm talking about corporations even. Like there's
Yeah.
still, because you have to understand, a lot of the people that sometimes do this, they have power.
Yeah.
And the very thing that they know they have is also what draws certain types of people to those people because
Mm-hmm.
they are so, ooh, I can be his personal assistant and I can do this and he gets me trips or they do this and you know, it's a two-way street until it doesn't become on the same even playing field. So my thing
Yeah.
is when shit gets weird, we all know when shit gets weird. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? We just know it's a gut feeling and depending on the situation, because some people they play with fire. They're like, you know what, I like this and I can't speak for those people. But for the
Mm-hmm.
people who initially are repulsed and they're disgusted by this initially, try to at least get a plan together to where you don't have to subject yourself for years of this based
Yeah.
on, you know, a dollar. Because it's you gotta ask yourself, is it really worth it? You just
Ooh.
have to ask yourself, is it really worth it? Because one thing I know about people in leadership positions, they are going to consist, and you can be in a powerful position and have no money.
Mm-hmm.
You can just
Mm.
be in a leadership role and you have no money, but you have the leadership and it still does the same
It's
thing.
still power, yeah.
Still power, still power.
Mm.
So
So
save
we will be
yourself if
following.
you
Yeah, save yourself, y'all.
can.
We will be
Yeah.
following that story and many more apparently.
Yeah.
Shit. We
Yeah.
also have Will Smith being sued by his violinist, they said. I mean, I'm not sure the association, but Will Smith sued
Hmm.
by violinists for sexual harassment and also wrongful termination during
Hmm.
a music tour. So I didn't know Will Smith was on tour.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So this is the one that came out like last week.
I
He
think I
said it was
saw something like that. Yeah.
yeah, there was an incident in a hotel in California in 2025. And he refused, I guess, Will Smith's advances and he was fired off of the tour. So we don't know how that's going to unravel. I don't see many facts on this one. This seems to be, Will Smith is a different type of celebrity. So he could already done paid to get some of this stuff wiped off and
Yep.
sealed, information sealed,
Hmm.
for sure. So, but we will be following this one as well. He said that Will Smith deliberately groomed him from 2025. I mean, from November 2024 to 2025.
Mm.
So this is crazy. This is really, really crazy. Um, and then who else? We got Tyler Perry. We already talked about that last episode. Tyler Perry is being accused of
But he's had another one since that one came out, since we
he
talked
had
about that
another
one.
one?
He had another one. There's
Oh
two
God.
now. There's two. So there's the one we talked about, and there's another
Hmm.
one that came out like last week. I
Both
think that
men, right?
both men, both are men. Um, one was an actor. That
Mm-hmm.
one was filed in June of 2025, and there was one that was filed in December of 2025.
Mm.
And both of them appeared in shows, The Oval, Ruthless, and then the other one performed in Boo, a Medea Halloween.
Oh, that
Um,
scared me. Yeah.
that one is seeking 260 million, the other is seeking
Whoa.
77 million.
Whoa.
Yes, and both are claiming that, you know, Mr. Perry has groped them on multiple occasions,
Oh my God.
um, and, subjected them to multiple instances of sexual assault, at his Los Angeles home between the years of 2015 and 2019. Um, the comments are just ruthless. They're like, why keep going back?
Girl.
Like, why keep going back to get groped? Like, some of this you don't know, and this is unfortunate because again, to what you're saying, what you said
Mm-hmm.
recently, you don't want to victim shame. But at the same time, we have to start using our voices for something because, I'm a firm believer though, on one hand, one person or multiple people aren't going to continue to say the same thing about you over the course of years. Like when they were saying Whitney Houston smoked crack, everybody was saying Whitney Houston smoked crack. Whitney, you're like, okay, damn it, you misusing smoke crack. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just one of those things where, like, no,
Don't do
not
Whitney like that.
Whitney, not Whitney, not Whitney, not Whitney. And I
Don't
love
do
what
my
you said.
girl Whitney like that.
What I'm saying is that it ended up being true. And so,
Look,
well,
she said crack is whack. She
she
ain't never
did
did no
say crack is
crack.
whack. She did.
She
Okay.
said she was on coke. But anyways, that's neither here
Yeah.
nor there. I know what you mean, girl. Go ahead.
All I'm saying is that, it's getting to the point where we're now, and we've been in a world where I feel like we're in a just outed culture.
Hmm.
And whether people are lying, telling the truth, or somewhere in between, you just have to be careful.
Yeah.
And one, if you could just stop being weird, that would take care of all of this. If people could just stop being weird. But since
Hmm.
that doesn't appear to be happening or not going to ever happen, and we have a whole president that we elected. But,
And he been
you know,
grabbing people by the PUSSY.
listen, and people defending him, like
Mm-hmm.
defending the grabbing, which is even more insane. So I just think that, we're just in that culture right now. And, Candy, I feel like was at one point a good representation of that, where as much as we had heard speculations of this and this and this, I feel like we heard more from her own mouth about all her sexual escapades and
Who you talking about?
things. Candy Burris.
She
My
got an
whole
assault thing?
What I'm saying is no,
Oh,
what I'm saying is if you choose to do freaky stuff, I'm making a point here. If you choose to do freaky stuff or whatever, have your business be your business. There's got to be a way where you can have people sign on something. And I'm not saying
oh
she was
yeah.
assaulting people. What I'm saying is people like to have experiences. And
Yeah.
sometimes experiences, depending on how much of a bind you're in, you may
Mm-hmm.
want to exploit people because that also, just like there's space for sexual assault victims, there's space for people who are exploited. So, you would just think that certain people, if you're not going to stop being weird, which is my only hope, is that people just stop doing all of these creepy ass shit, weird things, especially being in a high level position. My thing is, how do you not think that this is going to come out at some point?
Well, because I think a lot of the times, I think, well, for one, with Candy, I think she's smart enough and she's a businesswoman enough to know, like, look, okay, if I want to be on some freaky deaky stuff, I'm not gonna do it with a motherfucker employee. I'm not gonna do it with
Mm,
somebody I'm paying on payroll because already that puts you in a vulnerable situation. Even if it is consensual, that's a power indifference, and
that's
anyone
true.
can claim anything when you are responsible for their paycheck.
That is
So
very
it's
true.
like that's why they ask you before you're employed, hey, do you have any relationship with anyone working here? Do you know anyone working here? Because that's a liability. So
Very
it's
true.
just like, hello, but it's also different things because it's more socially acceptable for women to be involved in same-sex relationships. People find it more socially acceptable.
Mm,
Men, on the other hand, they have to kind of do it. If they're in the industry and they're not out and proud, they kind of got to do it underneath the table, underneath the surface.
that
And
is
so
true.
they have to scope and see who's down for the get down. They
That is
have to
true.
try them with little things. And so when you think about it with these victims, sometimes it's like, yeah, shit, little shit may have been happening for 5 years, but maybe it's just now clicking that this is what it all led up to. Maybe I really thought he accidentally rubbed against me a year ago, but then after that he did this, and then after that he did that. So now it's like, goddamn, he been doing little things for years. And
Mm,
now I'm realizing I was being assaulted. So I can see how things can come out further down the line because you may be like, oh, he didn't mean it like that. You know what I mean? I'm tripping. I ain't going to take it like that. And then it
mm,
happens again. And then it happens again. And then you get
yeah.
fired. And then you're like, well,
Yeah.
goddamn. Oh, hell no. I'm coming for your ass because I've been letting you get away with this shit for years thinking you didn't even mean that. And then I get fired for it once I address it. You
Yeah.
damn right I'm coming for you. You know what I mean? So I could see how it could take a while for some of these things to play out. That's all I'm saying.
Hmm. What happens in Hollywood? I mean, this is like the perfect space because it's been happening for years in Hollywood. I mean, it's just
Yeah,
like it's almost kind of like a rite of passage if you're not a creep
I
at the
know.
top. I mean, how many people have we seen being taken down
A
years and
lot.
years later at the top?
Hmm.
Um, I don't know if, I don't think Hollywood's going anywhere. I don't know.
Well, Hollywood is on a
Um,
drastic decline. Hollywood is hurting right now.
well, good.
So
Well, good.
movies ain't barely making no money. Ain't no movie stars like it used to be. Like it's hard out here for these celebrities. Like for real, they're not getting the same clout nor recognition or money that they
I can
used to
see that.
get.
I can see
They're just
that.
not.
I don't even go to the movies like that anymore. I don't even really watch TV like that. If I'm honest, I don't really watch a lot of TV just in
That's what
general.
I'm saying.
I'm on TikTok more than I
Girl, and
more
then
than I
people's attention
watch.
spans, like we ain't got time to be sitting here for 4 months trying to get through your damn season series. Like drop those 13 episodes on Netflix today or we're not watching it.
That is really, honestly, you just said something because Marlon, my husband, he wants me to watch Landman.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently it is just this amazing show.
Mm-hmm.
But my attention span, and all of the seasons are actually out in the episodes. It's just actually getting me to sit down and watch a show. Like I have to be like overly excited about a show because of the
Right.
promotion and all the things like to where I'm like, okay, cool. But if it's like you're telling me about a show and I need to watch it,
It's like,
girl, I have to like create the time. I have to find the time. When I actually have the time, I have to see if I'm in the mood to watch this at that particular time. It's a whole production to get me to watch a freaking show.
girl, it is. And it's like, shit, I'm still watching old ass Insecure and Martin and Living Single. Like, I'd
Literally,
rather watch reruns of some shit I know is good.
girlfriends. Now I stay watching reruns. I stay watching Girlfriends, stay watching Martin. Like I
Yep.
stay watching old
Sex
stuff.
in
I
the
stay
City.
listening to old music. Like it's just, I don't know. It's just this new, I don't know what it is. It's just a different time. And I'm just not into the same things like I used to be. So I could completely see why you would say Hollywood is struggling. And,
Mm-hmm.
we've talked about it briefly about how celebrities aren't really the celebrity anymore. Influencers are the celebrities, right? Like people are more excited about these
Streamers.
self-made
Yeah.
streamers and influencers than they are Usher walking down the street, It is what it is.
Yeah.
So, you know,
But
we'll see
We'll
to come of
see.
all of this. I know the one I sent you earlier, LA Reid,
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
has a lawsuit against him for sexual assault from a young
His is a
lady.
woman.
From a young woman. John Legend is supposed to be testifying on her behalf.
Girl, you sent me that and I saw John Legend. I said, oh Lord. I said, you know what? They've been saying this man. They've been
Oh,
saying
you
he's
thought it was
down low
going
for so
that
many
way.
years. I was like, wow, it finally came out. But no,
Oh my God. I think
he's
they used
just
to say he had a
testifying.
big booty. I don't
Oh,
remember them saying he was gay, but I remember them you saying that butt of his, he has a big butt.
does
Which
he?
he does. He has hips. They were like, he has hips and butt. He does though. Like,
I cannot
uh,
stand a man with hips. I can't do it. Hell no. Ain't no way you
if
thicker than me.
if you're a man with hips and you just happen to be tuned in.
You know who got hips? Oh my God. Chris Jenner's man got hips. Kim
Oh,
K's
Corey
stepdaddy,
Gamble.
Corey.
Corey,
Corey Gamble's thick.
he
He is
is
thick
thick.
with it.
He is
Okay.
thick. He's a little short, thick king. Um, but yeah, so he's gonna be testifying. John Legend's gonna be testifying on her behalf. So that should be interesting to see
Very.
how that comes out, especially because yet again, LA Reid, huge record producer, executive, A&R and all the things like wow, shocked, no, but just
No.
wow, because again, it's just another one and another one
I
and
know.
another
And
one
I know
and
they're
another.
old, like these old people, like older people who were in the industry in the 90s and the 80s. It's kind of
Mhm.
just like they're shocked because back in those days, you got away with murder.
This
Like
was
that's
expected.
just
This
what
was
it
the
was. You know what
recipe,
I mean?
girl. This
Like you
was
don't
the
try to
recipe.
get back for that.
This was the recipe. This was the ingredients. They were like, you do this, you do this, you get this.
Yep.
The gotcha was, the 649 was for a lot of these artists and things like that, these horrible deals they would sign, these
Yeah.
upside down, all this type of stuff. That was the gotcha. And I hate that for a lot of the
A
artists.
lot of them.
I hate that
Yeah.
that was the common story and theme amongst a lot of our favorite artists from the
Yeah.
90s,
Ooh, well,
2000.
shout out to Cat Williams because I mean your prophecy just keep on coming true. It just keeps on keeping on. Shoot.
I wonder if he'll do
Crazy.
another thing, like another interview.
He should. Because I mean so much stuff. I mean, he did that interview in what, 2024 or
It was like 3
2023?
hours long. It was like 3 hours of content.
And he
It
said
was a
all
long
this
ass
stuff is
interview.
gonna come out. Everything's coming out. The
Before Diddy,
gatekeepers are being caught up. Like, this is
before
crazy.
Diddy's scandal, he said you got to tell Diddy no.
You got
This
to
was
tell him
before a
no.
thing. This was before it was a thing. You
It
got
was
to tell
before he
Diddy
got those
no.
charges. Yeah. Yep. He knew. I
And
mean,
which makes it so like perfect. It just aged well because
yeah,
following suit, we all realized, damn, you gotta tell Diddy no. And a lot of people did not tell Diddy no. A
a lot
lot
of
of people
people.
did not tell Diddy no.
No. Mm.
There was one other
So,
thing I wanted to say before we leave. Um, and it's mainly me giving praise
uh-huh.
to Eddie Murphy.
Okay.
Um,
You saw his documentary? It was good.
I did. I didn't know it had been out for like as long as it had been out, but
Yeah, it was good.
girl, I did not, okay. Like I knew Eddie was that dude. Like I've been knowing that. But like I didn't
Yeah,
know he was that dude. Like he opened up the lane
he
for
did.
the Denzels, for the Samuel L. Jacksons. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, Hollywood, he was the first black male who really kind of they took a chance on
Mm.
in that way, right? Like big box in terms
Yeah.
of what I'm speaking. And then just kind of listening to, how his trajectory and all the other stuff just kind of worked itself out. I don't know. I just was like, wow, that is crazy. He doesn't get enough. I don't think he gets enough
Credit.
praise. I don't think he gets enough credit.
Yeah. And I think that's also having to do with, he kind of just stays out of the headlines. Like
Hmm.
we ain't really heard nothing bad about
We have
Eddie.
not.
And
We
like
have
he said,
not.
they tried to get him early, with the drugs. And then he
Yep.
was like, no, I
Alcohol. He doesn't
love my
smoke. He
life.
doesn't
Like,
he
I'm
doesn't smoke,
good.
drink. He doesn't smoke, drink, none
I
of that.
don't want none of that. I actually love my life. Like I love myself. Like,
It's
and that's
rare,
what made a lot of those people in Hollywood at that time, especially comedians, because a lot of them laugh just to cover the pain. But
right?
it's like his mom is still within him, like, you love yourself. Like you don't need nothing else. And that carried him through a lot
Girl,
of moments where he could have definitely fallen into the trenches of drug and alcohol abuse and, all types of shit, but he didn't. So shout out to him.
shout out to
I don't want
him.
to speak too soon, but nah, I really think he's a stand-up dude.
I think the worst thing that I've heard about Eddie Murphy was that he was gay. Like that's the worst thing that I think he was with Johnny Gill. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's like that, like in terms of the worst
Yeah.
headline. Like I've never heard any scandals
No,
or
we
any
haven't.
like ill doings and knock on wood, of course, right? But I'm saying though,
Yeah.
like when you think about it, you're like, damn. Now it does suck he's never gotten a Grammy, but then I start to look at his body of work.
A Grammy? You mean an Oscar or
I mean,
what?
an Oscar, thank you. Sorry. An Oscar, and I start to look at his body of work, and I'm like, well, I don't know. I don't know if there was anything that I've watched that was Oscar worthy. In my opinion, I haven't seen some of his older stuff that everybody's like raving about. But I don't know. That's just my opinion from what I've seen. Boomerang literally is my favorite movie, hands down.
Yeah.
That and Love Jones.
And
But
it's
I
like
don't
when you're
know.
dealing with those type of associations like Oscars, the Academy,
Political,
and it's white based. You know what I mean? They
right?
don't hold the same value with
No,
Boomerang and as we do.
no,
You know what I
no.
mean? Or Life. My favorite movie for him is Life. I love Life.
Life is funny. Life is
Martin
so
Lawrence.
funny.
I think
Yeah,
that's a genius movie.
yeah.
Um, and I also thought it was kind of shocking Martin was not in the documentary.
Oh
Um,
yeah, he wasn't, was he?
just because they've had I don't know, I feel like their careers had so many, you know, paths
Intertwined.
that have crossed. And then also now Martin's daughter married his son
Right, right.
or
Mm-hmm.
something like that. So, but
Mm-hmm.
shout out to him and
Shout out to him.
it was a little awkward seeing his wife. I'm like, his wife looked like she don't know what the hell's going on. Her ass was like, what, honey? You know, this white woman, she don't know half the shit he talking about, but
So
God bless him.
disappointing. I miss his laugh. I miss his laugh. My favorite comedic special besides Kings of Comedy, and it's only because of Cedric the Entertainer and Bernie Mac. Bernie Mac hands down. But I love Eddie Murphy Raw. And I didn't realize that that was his last comedic special.
Yeah,
But
I'm gonna rewatch that.
shout out to Charlie Murphy. Rest in peace, Charlie Murphy, because I loved him too. So,
Hmm.
um, but anyway, so yes, this was so great.
All right.
All right. Well, that was a wrap.
I'll talk to you later, girl.
Awesome.
Gotta go.
Until
Real
next
life.
time,
All
bye.
right. Bye.